channels, and basically anyway, for the first time, in fact, we are on the Slam Jam Kick channel. So if you're joining us here for the first time, make sure you kick that subscribe button, or whatever it's you're meant to say for that. Who knows?
It's interesting you said kick and punched at the same time.
Punch. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I thought you were about to go into a little bit of Parappa the Rapper there, which may be a very retro callback, but yeah, no, okay.
No.
Gav would know that one. Right. So anyway, Ian, quickly say hello to the people. We're chatting. Let's do our intro first.
Hello to the people.
Awesome. Right, and I'm David. Let's go to the intro, and here we go.
We're locked in a cage. It's the Slam Jam Show. We're dynamite. You better feel alive. We're better than you, and you know it. Yeah. If you don't like it, we got two words for you. Slam Jam. Feel the power. Feel the roar. Slam Jam. It's the smackdown you've been waiting for. You can't see us, Chico. You've been serving hot time. Ooh, yeah. Slam Jam, and that's the bottom line. Try that. Now it's a Slam Jam wrestling show. We're life for life, felt good. It's the big show. You got no chance with Gorilla Boogie. That's where it's best to was if you smell what we're cooking. It's a Slam Jam wrestling show. The champions here. Snap into a Slam Jam. The Slam Jam show. Yeah, yo. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know. It's the Slam Jam show. Bring your blast. Whooping ass. It's the Slam Jam Battle. Show 'em you. Yeah.
So apparently Shawn Michaels and Vince McMahon are sleeping together, or at least what? Apparently this is there's not going to be a bigger headline this week than that.
Holy crap, I did not expect that.
Exactly.
Straight off the bat, straight into Vince and HBK.
Yeah, have you seen the
The
clip of Brett?
real-
Have you seen the clip of Brett saying this?
I've read the comments which were disturbing enough, yeah, so I haven't actually seen the clip,
I
but
don't know.
maybe that's the real Montreal screw job, hey?
Wait, okay. It's just like, okay, so Bret Hart, is he playing into his gimmick now that he's just bitter and that he's just gonna say stuff to inflame situations?
It seems to be a new thing every week or every other week at the moment, and in the past week he's been throwing out these jabs left, right, and centre.
Okay, so like
Speaking
this.
of jabs, he's had Sheamus on his list, hasn't he? And
Oh, what did he say about
MJF, he's
Sheamus?
never heard of.
Oh, about his like
Sheamus,
punches.
About his punches, talking about one of the most infamous hard hitters that WWE's got right now, and he picks on his punches. And then I've never heard of MJF despite having shared in-ring segment with him,
Yes.
I think at one point.
Yeah.
So nobody's safe from the Hitman. is it?
Okay, so look, this is just on a podcast, so it'll say on the screen whose podcast, Johnny Pro Show. I don't think this is going to flag a copyright thing. So let's hear it from the horse's mouth himself. Let's hear what Brett said about this, because it's just for comedic purposes. This is great.
I think that Shawn and Vince were sleeping with each other. Honestly, I'm just telling you, I think I'm very close to the truth here. Shawn and Vince were lovers, and that's why I'm being dead honest, and I'm telling you.
We all know what the H stands for.
When I look back, it's like I got caught between two lovers, and I got shafted and screwed over, and Shawn was so envious and jealous of my position that he finally had to sleep with Vince to get it. And I tell you, I say all this with absolute. I would say it to Shawn if he was right here. I would actually like to have Shawn come clean and say, look, we were lovers. 'Cause I'm sure they were. I have an absolute 100%. If I saw either Vince or Shawn here, I would say I think you guys were lovers.
I love it.
Okay, so as funny as that was a 1 minute 9 second clip, and he
Right.
said Vince and Sean are lovers, or I'd say to Sean you were lovers 5 times within that.
Yeah.
He knows this is for sound bites.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's some weird like knowing deadpan going
Yeah.
on there, I think.
Yes.
Because juxtaposition, get my words out, of him very deadly talking like that and the audience just losing their mind.
Yes, absolutely. And he's not reacting to it. Yeah, completely.
I think he knows what he's doing, and he's grifting, I guess, for
Yes.
relevancy. Maybe every time I see his name in a headline, I just think "Old Man Yells at Cloud." Like, here we go again.
Yeah.
Like, what is Brett?
Okay, here comes Dev. Hello, Dev.
Hey, Dev.
Hey, Dev. We're just gonna catch you up here because you may have just missed this. But apparently Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels were sleeping together. If
Yep,
you haven't, have you seen the clip?
No, but
Okay, we're gonna watch it again.
I think that Sean and Vince were sleeping with each other. I honestly, I'm just telling you, I think I'm very close to the truth here. Sean and Vince were lovers, and that's why I'm being dead honest, and I'm telling you.
We all know what the H stands for.
I just, when I look back, it's like, I got caught between two lovers. And I got shafted and screwed over, and Sean was so envious and jealous of my position that he finally had to sleep with Vince to get it. And I tell you, I say all this with absolute, I would say it to Sean if he was right here. I would actually like to have Sean come clean and say, look, we were lovers. Because I'm sure they were. I have an absolute 100%. If I saw either Vince or Sean here, I would say I think you guys were lovers.
Okay, so something else here. So Cultaholic have then shared this. Jim Ross has called bullshit on Bret Hart's allegation that Vince McMahon and Shawn Michaels were lovers during the 1990s, suggesting that he's stirring the shit. He says, that's great, that's hilarious. Bret now he's how to push buttons, man. He knows what he's doing, and it's working because we're talking about it. Among others, it's bullshit. Sean in that era, at that point in time, he was in a different mindset. He was a different guy. I don't think he had any... Sorry, he meaning Bret, had in any way, form or fashion believed what he said. I think he's just stirring the shit. It's so funny. But Ian was right. He said it completely deadpan. He didn't pander to the audience at all, but he was getting those sound bites in there. Dev, what's your take on this?
Okay, so the thing is, like, Vince, to that, like, back then, was, like, straight as hell, basically. He would see, like, sleeping with guys as, like, wrong for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
As a
so.
person, he'd be against it.
I honestly don't think so. So, like, here's the thing. So, look, just to look, this is fun to talk about, but also I don't want it to suddenly come across like we're judgmental. Look, if he's gay, and etc.
I am.
etc. Well, there you go. Right. So, if he's gay, then so be it. But I don't think Vince was straight as hell, and then this was something later. Like, I would believe it though. I wouldn't doubt this. You know, I would say there is stuff to be suspicious with Shawn Michaels' behaviour. Like, how did he get away with so much? It's like, yeah, he slept his way to the top.
I definitely think in that Bret Shawn era, the one that was exhibiting what I would call 90s gay panic was Bret Hart, talking all the time about. There's clips of him talking about Shawn Michaels doing Playgirl and like using these things about him as calling him gay in a time where that was a derogatory thing to say about something.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
It's all a little bit. Like underneath the comedy of the ridiculousness of that clip, there's an undertone to it that I don't quite know how to take. I
think Brett is just look. He's in the Hall of Fame 3 times. He's probably got whatever deal where he's getting his merchandise sales and whatever rights. There is nothing more for him to do with WWE. There's nothing more for him to do with mainstream professional wrestling. Why, if he makes an appearance, so what? He makes appearances on podcasts and conventions. So he's definitely still pissed at McMahon. He's definitely still pissed at Sean. And it's like, what can I do? Because he'll look and be like, Hunter's running the company. Sean is like his second in command running NXT. What can I say? In a sense, they've won. So I'm just going to say this and stir the shit. But also, just to add some credence to it, you can imagine that Shawn Michaels was like, oh, I'm a mid-carder, I'm going to be Intercontinental Champion forever. But if I sleep with Vince, I'll get to the top. Then he starts D-Generation X, and Triple H is like, so Shawn, do you have any advice of how I get to the top? He's like, sleep with Vince. And Triple H is like, well, he's got a daughter. Same thing. He learned from the best. They both slept their way to the top. Triple H, we know it to be true. They were D-Generation X. Now all of these dots connect, is all I'm saying.
Well, I'll just mention the awful segment I'm remembering of the DX sort of revival years, where it was all dick jokes all the time, and they had Vince in the ring talking about how much he loved cock.
And also, do you remember when Marty Jannetty had to join the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club? And he didn't join it, but HBK did on his behalf. I'm just saying, it's all there. All of the pieces fit.
So, if you want a fun time, look up the shit Jannetty says. It's amazing.
That he's unhinged.
Okay, yeah, so...
He once admitted to murder.
Yes, and they had to investigate it, and it was. Then he said, "Oh, that was just for a wrestling angle." It's like you're not in.
And that's.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and somehow that's not the most disturbing thing that he's been quoted as saying.
Well,
like, have you read the stuff about his daughter?
Yeah. So, isn't there a thing that he slept with a woman 30 years ago, and now he's dating the daughter, and he's like, I'm pretty sure. Well, he's dating this woman's daughter. He's like, I'm pretty sure. She can't be my daughter. Pretty sure. Yeah. Wrestling,
We've gone down an interesting path immediately.
Wrestling in the 80s, though, and like the stories and the legacy of all this, of all these guys, is so bizarre. Like, so many of them into 2025 optics. It's just like, wow, should any of these people not be cancelled, because all of them have got weird histories and stuff.
Like, was it last month that Maven made Devon say that it was admit that it was JR that was racist?
Yeah. Now, the interesting thing, actually, just because, not that I've sought this out, but here's the quote. Jim Ross calling bullshit on Bret Hart allegations. Has Jim Ross denied Devon's allegations?
Do you know, I don't think I've read anything other than the allegations. I haven't read any...
I'll have a quick look.
Response from...
It's something that kind of surprises me, but at the same time, it's like, who's to say who would be or wouldn't be, say something, or whether or not he's racist, or if he's like Hogan or whatever, and, who knows.
Well, he was a huge pivotal part of Vince McMahon's WWF as it was, and he himself has got his own checkered history, of the way he's treated his minority talent and what he's called them on air.
Who, Vince?
Like Vince.
Oh no, Vince is awful. Like, not just that, but look at, until Wade Barrett, there wasn't an English wrestler that wasn't just wearing a Union Jack, let alone anyone else from any other ethnicity or country. They had to be that gimmick. And even into like the modern times where Kofi Kingston was given the Jamaica gimmick. And do you remember he made it all about race when it was Kofi Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, Dev.
Can I tell you about the story about how JR got Gail Kim hired?
Jim Ross got Gail Kim hired?
Yeah.
No,
Are we going to have to
convinced
really drop
Vince
the
to
word
hire-
allegedly in really heavily in a minute? I've got a feeling the word
No, it's an
allegedly
actual
is gonna be-
genuine thing.
Okay.
So the company can't sue me. But basically, he had to convince Vince to hire Gail Kim by telling him that Asian porn is really popular.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, have you the Bruce Pritchard podcast like that's been going for years and years and years and years, right? There was always like the story. I'm not even going to repeat this stuff on the air, but yeah, there's all kinds of stories about Vince and hiring women and stuff like this. But anyway,
there was an old tripod website where it had wrestling rumors that wrestling tall tales or whatever. I forgot what it was called, but it turns out the person running that site was Tony Khan.
Wait, say this again. I haven't followed that, Dev.
So there's a website that collects random rumors
Yeah.
from wrestling, urban legends or whatever, from the 70s to 2000s, and then it turns out the person running that site was Tony Khan.
Oh wow, that is that doesn't surprise me that he'd have run a wrestling fan website or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, speaking of random rumor websites, the big thing my thought with the whole Brett situation with what he's been talking about is feeling like he must have been on Facebook, because we talked a few weeks ago on Slam Jam about how there's this slew of Facebook groups, particularly in the last couple of months, that are just throwing out the most ridiculous nonsense, non-truths, like total misinformation. I just think, maybe Brett's clicked on one of those and gone, what? But I think the Vince Sean rumors have been somewhat doing the rounds for years.
Yeah. And obviously Randy Savage with Stephanie, and there's all kinds of rumors. So who knows if they're true? I'm just having a quick scan on Facebook now to see. Okay, so I've got pro wrestling one. It shows the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. Let's see. It's really long. It's really long. Dev, you say what you say just whilst I scan it and see if it's true.
So I found another news thing related, sort of, to Sean and McMahon, is that apparently Becky Lynch was warned that a main roster person was going to try and sleep with her, and if she rejected him, she'd get blacklisted from the company.
Right. Yeah, she and Seth were on a YouTube show this week, weren't they? Where that was dropped, and I just hope that the person, whoever it is not with the company anymore, and that it'll be investigated.
What have you heard? Who is it?
I need to put that there. Allegedly, I'm 80% sure I know who it is. They're currently in AEW.
Ooh. Oh wait, is it saying it can't be Jericho, right? Because there was
no.
Okay, right. Well, perhaps
But I can't say who it is, and I'll leave it there.
Okay, fine. Well, let's come on to some less controversial topics. Oh, by the way, there was the whole little person John Cena on Raw.
I wondered whether we were going to include that in our little controversial beginning.
Getting the trash out the way first. Right. What did you guys think of that segment? Lots of people said it felt very dated, very Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
And these things always are. I don't know if I've ever enjoyed them parading out a little person as a clone, as a main wrestler. The only one where it worked and was acceptable was Doink with Dink, but that was Mini-Me before Mini-Me. It wasn't meant to be the same person.
Right, and I think there's a difference, isn't there, between that, and I would also use the example as tired as it got very, very quickly of Finlay and Hornswoggle being so slightly different.
So it wasn't meant to be him
as a problematic, oh look, we've got a leprechaun thing.
Yeah.
But like I think his character was used quite endearingly later on in his run. It wasn't, as you say, just trotting out a little person to be a clone, as you put it. I thought that the guy who came out as John Cena did a great job for what he was asked to do, and took a lot of offense from Dom. But I would just say it's one of those segments, and thankfully they don't happen so much anymore. But there are certain segments in wrestling where it's this embarrassing thing of, please God, don't let anyone walk in while I'm watching this.
Yeah.
Like going back to Katie Vick and like back when I was back in my youth when I was living at home with my mum and dad, and you think like they already think wrestling is this, that, and the other. If they come in and see this, I don't even know. I'd rather them catch me watching porn than whatever the hell this is. And I had echoes of that with this little person scene, because it was just so. It's 2025. Like, what are we doing? And Dom has been a highlight for the past few weeks. His stuff on Raw has been an absolute highlight, and this was just a complete miss for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Dev?
I am the complete opposite. I love the little people. When they come into wrestling, I love it. Whenever they appear, it's one of my favorite things. When they did the WLC, when they did the Tiny Booker T, when they did the Hornswoggles at the AJ Styles.
But do you remember when they had Mini Mankind and Mini Vader and things like this? It's like, why do they need to be Mini? Like, okay, hang on, let me look this up. Do you remember Micro Man? Do you remember Micro Man?
Yes.
Had the thing with Omos.
Wasn't Omos? That was
he's his own character. Okay, so there it is straight away, right? So let's click that. So look at this. Look at that visual. Now, how about that as the absolute ultimate underdog story, right?
Well, this is it, isn't it? There's we're not saying like don't give little people a job. Like if they are talented enough to be a part of a company, even like you mentioned WLC, Dev, like that's the exception for me. Like WLC was an incredible match. Like I just think that there's a difference between employing someone because they're talented as themselves and trotting them out as the butt of a joke, like, you know.
Yeah.
But I will again liken this to I just, how do I put this? I'm in like semi-regular contact with Hornswoggle. Okay. So and what he said about what Peter Dinklage did as well, because of what Peter Dinklage did to the entertainment industry, where little people can't get hired in movies anymore because of what Peter Dinklage did. They need something to get employment. They need something to do to have employment.
Well, right? And they absolutely, I'm not saying at all. Like, I don't like the idea of them. I don't like Renegade being a clone Ultimate Warrior. I think the Underfaker thing, bombed hard, and when they then repeated it with a fake Kane, like doing clones of someone. Like the only one I did think that had credibility to it is when they brought in another Sin Cara who was the original Mystico, and it was like, you stole my gimmick, so I'm stealing yours. But doing clone wrestlers, I think, is always bad. I remember on SmackDown, probably like 15 years ago now, whenever it was, where they did the what did they call it? The juniors division or the whatever, and it was, but there was no title. Do you remember this? I can't remember if they called it. I don't think it was the juniors division or the minis division, whatever they called it. And there was no title. There was no purpose to it. Like, you absolutely could have a division within WWE or AEW or whatever. And if you find places, so like when you take like the Judgment Day in its best era, get rid of Edge, and before it is what it is now. So Damien's there, Dom is there, Rhea's there. It's like there was like 3 or 4 guys, and then one girl, which was Rhea. And so obviously she can't really tag with them in the same division, but they all work together as a unit. And it's like, if you've got Hornswoggle, he made sense by the way he had been integrated with Finlay, and then the way they integrated him with DX and stuff like this. And it's like, so you could have their own division and their own titles. and you can also integrate them in that they're friends or have alliances with anyone in any other division. You know, there's absolutely a place. But when you just do the only thing I think they could do as a mini nowadays, if I bring it up here, if you brought back Hornswoggle as mini AJ Styles, I think it would work, because he's absolutely rocking the AJ Styles look there.
Yeah, because again, with what I was saying, again, tying it to AEW as well, like regardless of what they're doing, regardless of getting punted across the room, like or like being made fun of, the fact that they're on TV means a lot more than not being on TV. Like, for example, the issue that Tegan Nock had with AEW, she refused to lose in 3 minutes when everybody else would be begging for the 3-minute squash. Because it's TV time.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what you're doing, you're on TV, you're making money on TV.
Yeah, I just wish there was just that you could bring someone like that to TV and give them something with just a little shred more dignity than John Wiener.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
it's just crap.
I get that, but then again, that again brings in Chelsea Green's argument of, I don't care if I'm getting pied in the face every week. I'm on TV every week.
Yeah, do you know, they all say this. Kevin Nash has always been the ones like, hey, I could do the favors for anyone, but as long as I'm getting paid. But that's definitely also not true, because then people will be like, that doesn't work for me, brother, and stuff like this. And I think every wrestler is going to have things that they don't want to do. Like Edge, when you hear about Edge and Lita with the live sex celebration, like if they hated it. And it's like, it's really famous. It was TV time. Edge was just world champion. And I'd say, to me, that probably knocks down his credibility. It's like, oh, this is the type of, you're finally world champion, and this is the direction you've gone.
Well, and people get into the business with that dream and that ultimate goal of being the world heavyweight champion. And I
thought you meant the live sex celebration.
Not quite. But Edge was my favorite for years and years and years. So to see him win the world title, that for Edge was probably a crowning moment of his career. And then it was the next night he's got to do something that he's probably gonna like. It sullied that moment for him. Yeah, that genuine life career moment, which is really sad.
And also when you look at someone like, look at Roman here, right? When you consider that they had him getting covered in like dog food and like fighting someone dressed as a dog, and it's like, just let him go off script and be himself. Oh, look, it suddenly works. Now that won't work for everyone, but if you give someone something that's like objective, like when Goldberg came in and he was there for 2 or 3 weeks, and suddenly he's on screen with Goldust, who puts his wig on Goldberg. It's like, we're twins, Goldberg, Goldust. It's like, why are you doing this to the mystique of Goldberg immediately?
Right. Vince being malicious, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry,
Dev.
Again, with the whole live sex celebration thing, like that is my error for a while, and for some reason, a lot of people didn't like it. But I was like, it's a part of his character. He's sleazy. It's what he does. It's how I saw it, right? And it's funny how everyone has an issue with that. But when Damian Priest won his title, and they had the orgy in the hot tub, nobody said a word.
I think I probably just wasn't watching. That was just after so he won it at WrestleMania. I don't remember this.
He was in the hot tub with like four girls
on TV,
right? But he didn't, as far as I remember, like simulate having sex with all of them
on television.
Like it was a social media thing. It was a backstage thing, part of his.
Yeah, no, because I remember they did show on TV though, didn't they? Like, did they show on TV?
I honestly can't.
I don't remember it, so
but I don't.
Whoa. Okay. Don't look that up, guys. Thank God I did not have that open on screen. What was I thinking? If you put in the words Damien and Priest and orgy, it will not bring up wrestling. Oh my God. A priest with Damien, Lucifer, orgy. Wow. My eyes.
Suddenly we got Supernatural.
Oh, Jesus. Wow. Hey, I've never
You've got
even
lots of pop-up
considered.
ads now.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah, virus, everything. I've never
Yeah.
considered the fact that Damien and Priest are kind of like, as a name, they're kind of two opposites. So
Because he's
Yeah,
dark.
it's similar
Yeah.
to South Park, who name all their characters of like bands and stuff because Priest Maxi is Maxi Priest, the band.
yeah. There you go. So the other big thing, which look at this now, Vince McMahon sleeping with Shawn obviously stole some headlines here. But let's talk about Brock Lesnar just falling on his ass for a moment.
Now that is the most interesting thing Brock Lesnar has done all year. Like,
It was so good.
yeah,
Let's find the clip.
Rewatched it like 10 times. Couldn't happen to a bigger piece of trash.
Yeah, the thing I'll give him credit for though is he rolled back and okay. So let's bring this up because I don't think this is a WWE clip. He took it in good humor. Oh, whoa! I don't want this music now. That'll be a copyright thing, right? So as soon as he goes down, he is laughing.
Yeah,
See if we can get this.
He did take it in stride.
So like he's laughing immediately. That's great.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. And like Bron didn't even actually look impressed to get the hat like that.
No. Well, it was the whole thing, isn't it? That they set up earlier in the night of Brock's in a really bad mood, and then he immediately just couldn't sell that anymore because he was laughing.
Look at that, he's laughing already.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It's a good job he's more prominent than others, because if it was anyone else, if it was a mid-carder, that would then be their gimmick.
Well, yeah, Titus Wild Slide.
Months, right?
Yeah.
And there was it Mandy Rose who also stacked it once as well, and it became a thing.
Oh, I don't remember Mandy Rose doing it.
During her entrance, was it WrestleMania when it was raining? She slipped.
I honestly can't remember when.
Okay,
it was.
I'll try looking up. There's been a load of them. I remember Shawn Michaels getting his costume stuck in the the grill of the ramp, and you see him struck. Do you remember this? Can't get up.
Yeah.
And Goldberg fell exactly the same as Lesnar once.
Yeah. Titus World Slide is just the top. It's never going to be beaten. It's never going. Yeah. You're never going to get a better moment.
Wasn't the Undertaker set on fire once?
Yes.
Yeah.
By his own pyro. Yeah. That was a chamber match, I think. I seem to remember him being in pod and having water poured on it.
Yes. I remember that from the time where the commentators said oh, Undertaker's very determined because he's just going like this, tearing off anything that's on fire. But yeah, there's been a few one of FTR did, I think, in WWE, but it might have been in AEW, where one of them just tripped over the entrance as they came through the curtain.
And what I really remember is when Big E accidentally punched AJ Lee.
Yes.
Sorry, what happened?
Big E accidentally hits AJ Lee during an entrance.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh my god. Okay,
going,
but do you remember when Lillian Garcia was getting out the ring and who bounced on the ropes and almost killed her?
I don't
knocked her off the ring apron. Lillian Garcia fall. Let's see if I can find this.
It's probably a safer thing.
Okay, Lillian Garcia. Yeah, exactly. Lillian Garcia knocked out the ring. And let's see. So, it's Charlie Haas. Check this out. So, I'm going to get such a copyright strike on this. Let's just play it, see what happens. Right. He's boom. Look at that. Such a bad bump.
Oh, wow.
That is a harsh bump. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen Botchamania in quite some time, but I used to watch it religiously. I assume they still make it. It's just one of these things.
Yeah, they do. They do.
I haven't seen it in a long time. But there's been some tremendous... Okay, do you have an all-time favourite botch? Or ones that come to the mind?
The big one for me is Matt Hardy. Have you seen the one Matt Hardy where he goes up and he throws the V1 and then just goes...
Tumbles out. Yeah.
I think he was maybe tagging with Shannon Moore, but yeah, that's one that comes to mind.
I think my favourite... okay, so there's ones where it's people fall or miss a spot or something. And then there's there's promo botches. I think my favourite promo botch is Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, in WCW. In the ring, Kevin Nash has got like a prosthetic Sid Justice face on, like Psycho Sid face on. And Scott Hall stood there. I'm going to find this in a second. Scott Hall stood there, and Sid says something to the effect of, "See, you know, and I know that you're half the man that I am." And the whole audience boo. He goes, "And I have half the brain that you do." And he doesn't realise what he said. But it cuts back to Kevin Nash in the ring. Under this makeup, you just see him sort of like shaking like this. And Scott Hall is like creasing over. And he's like, "And week after week, you tried to make me look like a jackass." And he's like, you just did it yourself. You just said that you've got half the brain that he does.
Amazing.
But yeah, no, there's been this fabulous botches.
You got any
That
botches?
just reminded me
there?
of a segment. Sorry, Ian, go on.
I was just asking if you had any botches in mind that you wanted to share.
I don't have any botches, but like that just reminded me of one segment on WCW, I think, when Sid Vicious tries to keep like getting Goldberg's car towed away, but every time his own car gets damaged instead.
I don't remember this one. That's great. Well, okay, so a similar thing with Goldberg. In WCW, I don't know if it was the same segment, but there was something where someone tries to get away in a car. It might be Scott Steiner or Sid or someone like this. And he's meant to smash a window, and he's dropped the little pipe or whatever they gave him to do it. So he's Goldberg. He just goes boom like that through the window of the car, smashes it, and just as Nitro like cuts away, his arm, and he needed like surgery or emergency help for this because he just like put his arm through glass like the Terminator would.
Oh, good old Goldberg.
Good old Goldberg.
Oh, that's it.
Although, do you know, so weirdly, like it was probably on this show, maybe 2 years ago or something like this, because I've never found it since. Not that I've gone looking for it. The whole thing where he ended Bret Hart's career, when you see the alternative angle of that mule kick, that super kick that he does, it really doesn't look like he catches Bret that badly. So, conspiracy theory right there. Dev.
Also, the irony of basically a super kick ending Bret Hart's career is amazing.
Yeah. Okay, Goldberg kicks Bret alternative angle. Let's see if I find it. Probably not. Oh, the alternative angle.
Just while you're bringing that up,
Yeah.
I've just remembered another. I don't know whether you could call it a botch or just a total catastrophe of selling. Was it Jeff Hardy and Jinder Mahal? And Jeff totally missed a Whisper in the Wind, like totally missed it. And Jinder bumped for it. Jinder bumped.
Oh yeah.
Jeff having totally missed him. So
Jeff was like half a mile away from Jinder, and
right,
Jinder
it was Jeff, right? I think that
Yeah.
might have even been during his title, during Jinder's
It
title.
reminds me of the Batista and Mark Henry botch. Where Mark Henry does something, and like Batista like throws himself backwards for no reason.
Oh no!
No, there's been loads. Okay, so coming back to like I guess the here and now, like we are days away from the Survivor Series. I think Raw, was good in like it's hyping us up for all of this. And let's do some predictions for the show itself.
Technically, Survivor Series starts tomorrow because the Survivor Series match is tomorrow.
Yeah.
So crap. Such a crap.
Okay,
Who
do you know
thought
what?
of that? Like,
it is still listed as only 4 matches for this pay-per-view.
I think it will be because War Games is so laborious.
War Games like 25, like
it's going to be 45 minutes before the bell even rings for the match to be on.
Yeah.
Insane.
Okay,
And
so let's do predictions. So, Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vicaire.
Ooh.
I have a very stupid reason that Nikki's going to win.
Go on.
Because apparently she's getting new breast implants.
Who? What? Wait. So who's going to win?
Nikki Bella.
Nikki Bella's getting breast
Nikki.
implants.
Yeah,
Okay.
So how
Who
does that
wants?
mean that she's going to win?
because she's upgrading her existing implants.
So she'll be able to show
Probably
them
with, like,
off
champion
more?
money.
Is that what you're going for? She'll get it to celebrate, like
Okay.
never mind a sex
No.
celebration.
So back in the day, there was a running joke that Vince would make people get breast implants so they could get championship matches.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, he didn't do it to Sean, but other than that, but didn't he also like didn't The Rock have to get breast reduction? That was the thing, wasn't it? And I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a few wrestlers, including The Rock, had to get like pec reduction just because he'd got slight natural man boobs.
Gee.
I swear I'm not making.
yeah.
If I'm making this up.
You know
Well, basically-
the Gold Dust story? You heard of
No.
Gold Dust?
Oh yeah.
Gold
Vince wanted
Dust,
him to get boobs.
Vince and Goldust were in talks about Goldust getting a boob job, and I think Goldust said he would do it for like $5 million or something, and he would legit get breast implants. And then they for whatever reason didn't pull the trigger on it, but yeah.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
Paul Heyman just walks into the ring and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then that's the end of that.
Yeah, so look, I'm going to be careful clicking on these sites, but yeah, Rock got male breast reduction.
Wow.
Yeah, true story.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in
to
the
get-
comments,
get back to,
Mackenzie is saying Stephanie Vicaire is winning. Yes.
I don't. I would much rather Stephanie Vicaire win. I think she's one of the best talents that they've got right now. I do think, though, they run the risk of, if they don't pull the trigger on Nikki Bella having just turned heel in the way that she has, then it's like, where does she go now? You know?
Yeah. I
So
saw something about a rumor suggesting I didn't click on it about could Brie Bella be returning at some point.
Well, Nikki did an interview on some show or other where she talked about wanting to finish her career, this is going to be her last run, however long it lasts.
Yeah.
And that she wants at the end of that run to be with Brie. And now I have my own thoughts on the Bellas and their legacy, but if you bring Brie back, they are a babyface team. You can't have Brie return after such a long absence and not be a babyface. So I think that's going to be some months down the line after Nikki's had her heel run.
What if Nikki wins because they do some twin magic at Survivor Series? And do you know what would be amazing? Do you know what I would love for them to do? Something to happen where Nikki's trying to get away from Stephanie Vicaire, and she's trying to get away, and she crawls under the ring, and then everyone's like, "Oh my god!" And she comes back out and like hits her with something, rolls her in, gets the pin, celebrates with the title, and everyone's like, "They swapped," but they didn't. It's just literally Nikki the whole time. Some fake twin magic. And so then there's all these accusations, and then they show like, well, here's us deconstructing the ring after the show, and there was no one there. I think they could do a swerve storyline in that.
While we're talking about Brie, I would just like to bring up a line from Nigel McGuinness this week from like Collision or something.
I saw this, yeah.
Go on.
I wonder what Bryan Danielson will be eating tomorrow for Thanksgiving. French cheese? Maybe Brie?
Very good, very good. What is the ongoing, like, I know that Nigel McGuinness wanted to have a match with Bryan Danielson, and so that's why he was shitting all over him when he first became a commentator in AEW, but why is that still ongoing?
I think they're like just having friendly banter as friends because they've had their match together, haven't they?
Yeah, they have, like, ages
Yeah.
ago, and Danielson's retired now fully, isn't he?
Yeah. So now they're both commentators, right? I think.
Oh, are they commentators together?
I'm not sure if they are.
Oh,
I know
okay,
they
yeah.
both do it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, so next up we do have John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. And this is where Cena will either keep the Intercontinental title and then lose it, assumedly, to whoever he drops the last real champion, which they still call him for some reason, or will Dom take it?
I can't. I find this one really difficult to call because
It's his last pay-per-view.
Right, and I think that Dom should. I think if it was me, I would want that belt back on Dom, because I don't think that the tournament winner, aka Gunther, is in need of a title or of that particular title right now.
Yeah.
But do I see John Cena losing his last 2 matches? I don't know. I don't know if that's.
Well, yeah.
If that's what they. I think they will probably keep it on Cena, and then Cena and Gunther is for the title, as well as being Cena's last match. But
yeah. Now
I'm intrigued to what the match is going to be like. It'll be hot. I don't know as to what their match is going to, what Cena and Dom is going to be like, because their first one was so impromptu, and so they had that Boston crowd, like, whereas this is Dom's hometown, right? This is San Diego, so it could actually present an interesting dynamic of, does Dom get baby-faced here, or is Cena just too over at this point for it to be? I'd love for Cena to get some mixed reactions one last time. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun in a sense. I think they might enjoy some stuff that Dom does, but I think they're going to be into booing him. You know,
it seems that way, doesn't it? Yeah.
But that'll be, we like to boo you kind of thing. You know, we like you, but we're going to boo.
He's at that stage now, isn't he? He's at that Kurt Angle stage of we love hating you.
So, we haven't got word, I don't think. Who is the mystery person that's in? Do we know who it is?
It's been taped, so there are spoilers out there.
Who is it? Who is the mystery person?
It's
what
the most
go for it,
underwhelming. It's the Miz.
Did he win? Did the Miz win?
No.
So we've got Jey Uso and LA Knight coming up soon, which is going to be
Jey Uso and LA Knight. And also, we've got Gunther and Solo. Was Solo meant to go through?
Well, I kind of had it as that maybe the plan was for Penta to go through until that really unfortunate accident occurred.
Did he just dislocate a shoulder? That's what I heard.
Yeah. And he wanted to pop it back in, and the medical team said, no, we're calling the match. And I dislocated my knee like a year ago. I cannot imagine having the mentality of just.
How did you do that?
I was playing football, and I planted my foot and went to turn, and then my knee just. Yeah. And it was dislocated for 2 hours. I couldn't get it back in. It was out of place for 2 hours. So
did you have to go to A&E for that?
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. This is what I was going to say, because once the paramedics arrived after 2 hours, which was agony.
Oh shit!
They reset. They reset it really easily, because they do it all the time. I kicked the paramedic in the head, because I was thrashing around.
You're like, what took you 2 hours?
And but then. I couldn't then. It felt immediately better. My body wasn't screaming anymore, but I still had to go to the hospital and get scanned and MRIs and X-rays to make sure I hadn't torn anything or ruptured anything. So I'm glad for Penta's sake that they didn't just go, oh yeah, just shove it back in and go and have a really physical match with Solo Sikoa. I'm glad they had some sense, because I think there would have been a time in the old school kind of mentality of the business that he would have just whacked it against the barricade and shoved it back in and carried on with his day. I don't know if it's an old injury.
It's not what Rhea did a few years ago.
Right, there's. I was just thinking of Rhea.
Do you remember when Orton dislocated a shoulder just by doing his...
Well, he was just pumping up for his RKO. He was out for some months then, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Crazy injury, that one. But yeah, I'm assuming Penta was going to win this, because
that was my thought. Yeah,
because it's him and Gunther next, and
right.
And
I was really intrigued by Penta and Gunther. I was really intrigued by that potential matchup, because Gunther's had great matches with Javon and with Carmelo Hayes. Like I
Yeah.
thought that was a great match on
Yeah.
Raw that they had. So a real shame, but intriguing to see what Solo and Gunther can do with heel
Now,
dynamics.
the interesting thing from this is obviously, didn't Solo beat John Cena?
He did.
Like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
That's right. He did.
Now, it's crazy that I don't think they've lent into that at all.
No.
They did kind of.
What, in this
Not for this, but not in the tournament, but during the
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
So that's that, but that doesn't count as getting your win back. He came in, he put Solo through a table, I think, but that isn't getting your win back. You know, if they wanted to try to make the whole Solo group of magicness mean something more, and Solo actually seem like a someone, then he could go. You know, I think John Cena and Gunther are going to have a great match. I don't want to see it. I wish I did. It's going to be a great match. I'm not interested in it.
I can see how, like, because I'm a Gunther fan, so this tournament has a lot of redeeming qualities for me in his matches. But the rest of this tournament has been way below par.
Well,
like, has
the surprises,
nothing.
The surprises they both jobbed out. There's been 2 injuries in it. This is crazy. Dev.
Yeah.
So I feel they made a huge mistake with Solo because Ziggler should have won, and then Sheamus gets replaced by Miz, and would have Ziggler and Miz, and then Ziggler loses to the Miz, and then we'll have Gunther versus Miz, and then Gunther versus Cena. That would have been better than what we got, because Gunther is in way too many things right now. Because I don't know if you guys know the ending of SmackDown, where
No, I don't.
the Survivor Series match happened, and then the Wyatt Six attacked the MFTs.
Solos. Yeah. Yeah, they've been teasing that match for a long time, haven't they?
So Solo had 3 different storylines happening at the same time.
So Solo's group got attacked by the Wyatt Six.
Yes.
Okay.
That goes back to, like, was it Clash in Paris that
Yeah.
was it SummerSlam with the
giant ladder
Wyatts?
match thing.
Yeah, sure. Then why weren't they in the match? Why wasn't it? What are they building up to if it wasn't a Survivor Series match?
Good question.
I wonder whether the original plan was for a Survivor Series match, but then with
IRS.
with IRS, with Rotunda's illness,
Yeah.
the Bo has been taken off telly to go and be with his family.
Yeah.
So I wonder
Makes
whether
sense.
that then made them shelve the plan for a month or two, and now he's back. They're going to sort of refresh that idea.
You know what? We're gonna get MFTs versus the Wyatt Six on Raw after Survivor Series. They're gonna have a Survivor Series match on Raw.
Right.
Survivor
It makes
Series.
sense. Do you know what? They could even put it on Survivor Series. Like, if they say, "Oh, you taxed us on this, we're gonna do this match now," or something like that. It just.
I have to say, I really.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to mention, while we're talking about the Survivor Series match, that Sami Zayn and his team did a backstage promo on the last SmackDown that aired, and I thought it was great. I saw lots of, like, negative chat about it, of it just being this lame team of losers or whatever, and it is a thrown together team of people who have got nothing else to do. But I thought the style of the promo reminded me so much of the 80s promos where you've got those 5-man teams standing there and they're all they're all poked out of their minds, going, "Well, I'm gonna have my turn to speak, and now I'm gonna hand over to this guy." Like, I thought the Sammy stuff was great with his team. It was really, really sort of properly retro. And then they don't even get on the card. Like
they were throwing together the team, but the segment they had reminded me of the Survivor Series match with Christian and a bunch of African American wrestlers, and they're like, because they were on a team together, but Christian was the only Canadian,
Right.
and they kept trying to make jokes about it.
What, in a promo? Do you know, I vaguely remember this. And
then R-Truth starts rapping about it as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, so good. Now, coming on to our War Games matches. So let's go with the women's War Game match first. So is it going to be, Team Becky or Team Rhea, really?
Can we just take a moment to, having talked about all of the crap comedy that they tried to do on Raw with the little person, talk about Becky Lynch channeling Donald Trump, because I thought that was absolutely amazing. I loved it. I had no notes. I thought she smashed it out of the park with her Donald Trump impression, and how she got away with it, I have no idea. With Triple H spending time in Trump's White House.
It's funny because she started it on Twitter first.
Yes,
she did it on Twitter first, and then brought it on TV.
Yeah, I thought it was great. But it did have an air of her being like, "This is my team. I threw this team together all by myself," despite the fact that she was the last one to join it. So I wonder if her team beats the crap out of her. Like maybe she eats the pin and then tries to crash out on her team, and they're just like, "No, you're just deluded."
I say that Io keeps her streak, because I don't think she's ever lost a War Games match.
Actually not.
Ah, that's an interesting piece of trivia.
As long as she jumps off the top with a bin on her head.
Jesus. Right, okay, stuff like that. Look, that could go well, or it could, at some point, it could go wrong. It's like, how many times are you going to dip into the well? Just like Bronson's in another War Games match. Is he going to... I think they'll do a tease of that and not actually go through with it.
I hope so, for his sake.
Yeah.
I hope no one's trying to twist his arm to do it again.
But, yeah, oh, God, what crazy stuff are we going to get? And, do you know, I think... I don't think this is like a big prediction, but I think the women's match is going to outshine the men's match in terms of...
absolutely.
But I think they're going to be hungry for it. I think they're going to... They feel that they've got something more to prove, where I think the men's match... I'm not going to say they're going to be calling it in, but phoning it in, but I feel like it's going to feel such a slow pace in comparison. Just looking at who's on, other than... They'll probably... Well, we can get into who's going to start and what order they'll come into. But go on, Dev.
I don't know who brought it up, but someone brought it up that this Survivor Series team is the same as a few years ago, we replaced Sammy with Cody.
Yeah. Oh, no. I think it's exactly the same as last year. It's the Bloodline with CM Punk, but replace Sami Zayn with Cody Rhodes.
Cody, yeah?
Yeah. It's the exact same team. And the
it's
fact... I was just going to say, the fact that Solo's group has just dropped down to be absolutely nothing just goes to show why there wasn't, there's not a place for the alternative Bloodline to be featured this year.
No, it's just oversaturation of it.
Yeah, and instead we have the Vision with Braun and Braun, Logan, Drew, and Brock.
Well, Seth's injury has totally screwed this from being a blood feud that it might have been.
Yeah,
like a faction on faction blood feud. So they've just gone, oh, we've still got to do War Games because it's on the posters, so we'll just throw stars at it. And if we throw enough stars at it, then people will just ignore the fact that it's had pretty much zero meaningful build.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm much more pumped for the women's match than I am for this.
Yeah, Dev.
I just realised with the original plan with Seth, we were 100% getting a Shield Powerbomb on Roman. We were 100% going to get a Shield Powerbomb on Roman.
Wait, who?
If Seth was still in the match. If Seth was still in the War Games match, we would have 100% got the Shield Powerbomb spot on Roman.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, he has his heavies, doesn't he? He has Braun and Bronson that would absolutely delivered on that.
But I really want Drew to change the name to something beginning with Bro. Just so he matches.
What? So what? But then what about Logan?
Brogan. Writes itself,
Brogan, and Brew. Who do we think starting each match? Like, who do we think in the women's match? Who's starting this? I don't know. I think Team Becky's going to win. That's my prediction for this. I just think there's more places to go. Like Kabuki Warriors, if they lose in this, they could lose because of Becky eating the pin or something. But unless you're going to turn Becky face, you're not turning. Oh God, Nia Jax is in this match. God, who's she going to injure? That's another question. Nia should. No, go ahead.
They've been teasing Charlotte and Rhea having all this tension, haven't they? Because they did that really overly epic, cinematic backstage bit, didn't they, on SmackDown? So I wouldn't be surprised if Charlotte turned. If it, the only thing that gives me pause on that though is that she's only fairly recently turned babyface.
It's all she does. Like
it means everything to her. I think genuinely, like the Ashley underneath Charlotte really wants to enjoy being a babyface.
She wants to be liked.
So much booted as a heel, right?
Yeah,
but she's one of the best heels ever, in the women's game.
I can't stand her. I never could stand her. Like I was
same.
Yeah, I was never. But no, like I was never convinced by her. You know, it was like she could go, but 100% to me, the mystique around her was Ric Flair's mystique. It wasn't that, and like. It's a completely different division. So, like, coming back to what we said about, like, the juniors division or whatever earlier, when Ric Flair's like, you know, she should be the first to, you know, she should have been the first to break my record, or she should break John Cena's record. I'm like, it's not the same record. It's not the same, it's not in the same league at all. It's a different division.
No.
So it doesn't have the same thing about it. And trying to just give her the rub of Ric Flair's prestige onto her has always meant that they've always placed her up here, and I've been like, but she isn't there, which is exactly, and I think so many people have felt like that, which is why when they, no matter what, they were going to have Charlotte versus Ronda, the first women's match to main event of WrestleMania, and they like, we don't want Charlotte, we want Becky.
It was even the triple threat wasn't what we wanted.
We didn't want Charlotte.
Becky and Ronda was the story, and
it was
the match. Vince waddle out and go Charlotte Flair, like for no reason at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Dev,
like I really, really, really hope they keep Charlotte as the face, because they've tried Charlotte as the face for a while, and this is the only time it's worked because Alexa's trying her best to make it work. If Charlotte was by herself being a face, it would not have worked. Because she has this whole like big grudging face dynamic with Alexa, who's like, "Come on, be a good guy all the time." It works for the first time in her career, and I want them to keep this going for as long as they can.
Yeah.
I think there's potential here to. I don't think they can do it forever, because I think some of the interactions with Charlotte and Alexa, especially some of the in-ring stuff, has come across as just really, really corny and really insincere to me. So I think that by the run to Mania, you need to have one of them turn on the other and have that be the Mania match. I hope that they don't try and turn Alexa heel and keep Charlotte as the babyface, because I just don't believe that the fans will buy into that in the long term. I think you'll end up with a flipped. You'll end up with people cheering the heel and booing the babyface.
I agree.
But for like the genuine performer, Ashley, who I believe this babyface run has meant a lot to, I hope that it becomes on her terms that she turns heel and gets to enjoy being booed again. Because if they try and keep her face and turn Alexa, and she has that experience of the crowd rejecting her babyface run, I think that's going to be really damaging. Like just for the person underneath, you know.
Okay, so one factor in this match that we haven't spoke on too much is the addition of AJ Lee. Is she coming in last? Is she just going to basically have a glorified cameo in this? Because she's had one match in 10 years. She isn't going to do a full War Games match, surely.
I wonder if she comes... I think I would have her come in either first or second.
Ooh.
I think the there are spoilers out there for the women's advantage match. I think that happens on SmackDown.
Yeah, go on.
But so I think the baby faces have the advantage, which is nonsense in any like by any booking standard. Giving the baby faces the advantage is just like a total misfire.
Yeah.
But I think you could have either Lash Legend, who's been really impressive, or Nia Jax take out AJ Lee fairly early on.
Yeah.
And then have her have the big sort of rising from. So she's in the match, but
yeah,
she's out of commission for a while. I think that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Because you've got Rhea as the big powerhouse, haven't you, to come down as the big sort of Roman Reigns equivalent role, I guess.
But just the prospect of starting this with AJ. Look, she did great, you know, but she did great, but she was in a mixed tag match where she didn't have to have the pressure, and Becky took care of things.
And it wasn't without its flubs. It wasn't without its
exactly.
rusty.
But have it so okay. There is something in there. So AJ starts off with Nia, and like you start off with the David and Goliath, and AJ gets some early offense in, and then she gets a devastating move, and then it's 2-on-1. She tries to fight back, and then who comes in next? Rhea. Because you don't. Okay, so imagine if the next one send in is Alexa, and it's just like you got these two small, tiny human beings getting destroyed.
Well, there's a visual there, isn't there?
There is.
Dev, I'm talking over your hand being up, but there's the visual of AJ and Alexa in a 2-on-1 against. I think give Lash Legend that rub, and just have Lash swat them both like flies.
Yeah. Okay. Dev.
See, because of historical reasons, please don't let Nia Jax touch AJ Lee.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Especially not surrounded by a cage, for the love of God.
Yeah. The best place for AJ Lee would actually be Lost. Because she can come in, do a little spot, come in, save everyone, and do a little spot, and then just be in the background without any major problems, without any pressure, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So
to start with, they should have someone I don't know, Io or Charlotte to start, and then AJ as the last one, basically.
I think it's more likely that AJ comes in at the end. She might not come in the very last, but I don't know who else from that team feels like a big deal to come in last. Because even last year when Punk was coming in, it's like Punk's not coming in early in this. He definitely at that stage hadn't had enough reps in the ring for that to be a good idea. So they did the whole tease where Roman stopped him. But it was no way was Punk going in second on that thing.
Right.
I don't think if they take out AJ really early and then she's just in the corner to do some big comeback later, that could work. That could make sense.
So I think in answer to the question of which team's going to win, I've got the heels to win. No, I beg your pardon. I've got the baby faces to win the women's War Games because I have the heels in the men's. And I've just had a thought now that I think could be really fun, because if I'm right in saying the women have the baby faces have the advantage, so then the final entrant is on the heels team. Is that right? The final entrant into the War Games match is the heels.
Yeah.
So have the final one. Have Becky in that little cage. Send everyone out ahead of her, and then she gets her turn to come in, and she looks at the carnage, and she just wusses out and leaves. She just doesn't even I can't even face it. She's such a coward, you know. But then whether the match beyond would ever start, I don't know. And then we'd already be 75 minutes in, and for the love of God, just ring the bell.
Okay, let's come on to the men's War Game match. So we've got the Bloodline with cameos of Punk and Cody versus the Vision. With Logan Paul. So here we go. And Logan Paul, who I don't think we've mentioned unless it was last week, Stevie Richards said is better than any wrestler in AEW. Did you not
Wow.
hear
He's
this?
right.
Stevie
No.
Richards on a podcast
He's right.
said
Goodness sake.
Logan Paul is better than any wrestler, than every wrestler in AEW. Which
He's right.
I'm very positive on Logan Paul from the beginning. I was like, this guy can be a world champion, and I believe it, and I feel like he's got the ability and he's got the personality. I think it can happen. Better than anyone in AEW is a stretch, because that would also mean that he'd be kind of better than most of WWE, because because the best of AEW is a lot of Daniel Bryan was there, Moxley's there, and then you have Omega, Okada, and the Elite, etc. And they're up there if you were to filter all of the best. And to say that Logan Paul's better than all of everyone in AEW is a stretch.
That's some good old-fashioned tribalism.
I am surprised it wasn't said by Bret Hart, to be honest.
Right?
Do you think like Bret Hart was just like, well, Hogan died, I'm just gonna say some shit,
Someone's got to take up the mantle.
Someone's got to carry that torch.
Crazy old man.
Crazy lies.
The funniest thing would be if Brett just defends AEW, because they never hired Bill Goldberg.
They wanted to.
They wanted to, but they never did it. But WWE brought him back. So by default, by Bret Hart logic, AEW is better.
Yeah, well, in that sense. Okay, so who's starting this one? It might be Cody. Cody might be starting it for his team, because it feels like it could easily be Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso. But starting with Jimmy Uso is just like we're sending you out to the wolves.
Flag, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. And starting for, I wouldn't be against Drew starting. Whoever Drew starts with is going to be great. Bronson and Braun, I just don't think are ready to start this match. I don't think, I don't care enough about Bronson at all, and I don't think Braun is ready. So I would put this with Drew and Cody and tease something further with them there.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think so. To speak of Drew and Cody, in my fantasy booking, I have Drew pinning Cody to win the match for the heels, and I think that it happens because what they did on Raw for this men's War Games match that's had hardly any bloody story is they started to try and give it a little story with Cody and Punk and Roman to a degree all saying, this is my team, I'm the leader, this is my team. And I think those three egos cost the baby faces. Drew pins Cody, which gets him a title shot at the Rumble, say, and then you're ramping up the tension between Cody and Punk, because I still think that's the direction for the WrestleMania main event, is Cody and Punk.
Yeah. Okay. Dev?
I need to interrupt this for possibly breaking news. Joe Rogan says not Joe Rogan, Dana White says he has a major announcement coming, and the rumor is that UFC are finally going to announce the White House UFC event.
What does that mean?
The UFC event that's held in the vicinity of the White House.
What, they're going to sell that? No, they can't do that. That would be a major security risk.
That's a rumor. Apparently, that's a rumor. That's what the announcement is.
Why would? Who would want that? They're not going to sell tickets to that.
Mr. Trump would want that, so he can just sit there.
Well, okay, so maybe. Dev, you weren't on Geek Battle, were you, yesterday?
No.
The craziest story. I don't know if you guys have heard this, but apparently they've announced a week ago or something. There's some news story saying that Donald Trump wanted them to make Rush Hour 4, and now Paramount have announced it because he requested it. Isn't that the weirdest story? Like, Rush Hour 4, of all of the things, like, that's just so bizarre. So maybe he is saying that he wants a UFC event. Maybe they
the
should
UFC
hold...
event is happening. Yeah, it's been in the pipeline for a long time. The White House UFC.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
ridiculous.
Dana White posted an hour ago.
Trump
They're
has
gonna
been
announce
rumored
something.
to be because
It
Cena's last
fighting.
match.
Is it going to be Trump versus Conor McGregor?
But Cena's last match is in Washington, right? And it's been heavily rumored that
Yeah,
Trump
I
is
think I
gonna
heard
be
something about that.
Is going to be in the building for Cena's last match. So.
Why though? Like, are they friends? Do they know each other? They probably no. Look, when Vince
Well,
had
Triple
his...
H is in with Trump, isn't he? So
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
and then we might get a backstage moment between just Donald Trump and Becky Lynch bumping into each other and then just walking out.
Oh, what if that's what they're leading this up to? I don't know. Personally, like if they did it and they said, oh, you know, there's the president in the audience, what does that add? Nothing really. That, you know, it might get Triple H another whatever he is. He's like the president's nutritionalist or something now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Something like
He's the head of sports, like head of physical education.
Wait, you have somewhat a wrestling guy as the head of sports. It's like, well, I think the NFL should be predetermined. It'll be a lot more exciting. You know.
Remember, Triple H had a video of him doing the Triple H entrance at the White House.
Wow, I've completely missed all of that.
It's like a fever dream.
Yeah. But well, yeah, no, it is. This is what I was saying. Like, imagine. Okay, we were literally joking about this on Geek Battle yesterday. So like, whoever is running next time, because Trump's, this is his second time, so he can't run again. But the campaign trail should be like, guys, Lethal Weapon 5, come on, vote for me. You know, vote for me, Lethal Weapon 5. You want Die Hard 6? Die Hard 6 is happening. You know, this is how you run it.
Although, like, the reason that Rush Hour 4 got greenlit so fast is because Trump is best friends with the owner of Paramount.
Who's the owner? What?
Larry Ellison, the owner of Paramount. Trump is like best friends with him.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, anyway, this is politics battle, so let's. So yeah, so that's interesting. But let's. Who are we picking to take the win, and who's going to take the pin?
So I've said mine. So Dev, what do you reckon?
I shall say so the really horrible part of me wants Brock to be the last person standing and win.
But what do you mean the last person standing? It's not Survivor Series, man.
Or like, is it not?
Well, no, it's War
not
Games.
elimination.
How does
One fall, isn't it?
How does War Games work?
Okay, so War
So they
Games.
all come, the match doesn't start until all 10 of them are in the cage. So all of the fighting that they do beforehand is completely meaningless. And then as soon as the last entrant, you can tell I have some feelings on this.
Yeah.
The last entrant to come into the cage, then the bell rings. So we're literally going to have like half an hour of a non-match. Then the bell rings.
Oh my
and they
God.
have the match beyond.
Yeah.
And then it's one fall to a finish.
Ian, I just need to check. You don't just like skip through to the finish on every match, do you?
No, I don't. But like War Games,
like,
is just
they're not pinning each other. Why are they doing this?
no, I don't. Like I no.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just
No, I
just
do know what you mean, because
like,
you cannot win until all of the participants are in. You know, which do you know? Because look, this is a Dusty Rhodes creation, isn't War Games, right? I think it's a Dusty Rhodes creation. There was probably conversations where they're like, every 5 minutes, baby, a new guy comes in the ring, and they're like, well, what if someone gets the pin? They were looking at it. They've got the Horsemen there, and they've got Sting and Luger, and they're like, well, what if Sting pins Tully in the first 2 minutes? Do the other guys never come in? And you can imagine Dust is like, the match doesn't begin until it's the match beyond, baby. It's the match beyond.
Right, but giving it a little bit of jeopardy and saying that like, or do it like an Iron Man, like have your team rack up.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
And then suddenly it's a great concept.
Yeah,
because then the advantage actually means something.
Anyway. So I'm just going to throw this out there. Brock pins Jey Uso because of Jimmy.
So Brock pins Jey Uso because of Jimmy. But
Yeah.
I don't want to see Jimmy versus Jey again.
Please.
That was only a year and a half ago, and it stunk. Like it really stunk. Like the only reason I'd do that again is if they both sincerely said, "We got it wrong. We know how we can get this right," and they've got something. If they suddenly said that Naomi is carrying a little Jey and not a little Jimmy, now you've got a reason for this bloodline feud, this blood feud.
I mean, the reason I was going to use was the Rumble match, or like
The Womble match.
the Battle Royale.
I'd
the
love
Battle
to see
Royale
a Royal Womble match.
in the War Games.
What did you say? Did you say a Rumble?
Yeah, I thought it was.
I definitely heard
like,
Womble.
Battle Royale they had.
I would love to see. Oh my god, I'm gonna get AI to imagine this.
We're in the underground, overground arena.
Ah, yes. Okay, create an image. Create an image.
Here comes Uncle Bulgaria. That's Uncle Bulgaria's music. Oh dear. A Womble match.
Okay, let's see if AI can do this for me.
So while David's bringing that up, Dev, how did you see Jimmy costing the babyfaces?
It's like because Jimmy's still pissed from doing all the work at the like Battle Royale, and Jimmy just taking the win. So Jay just taking a win. It's like just Jimmy turns heel, and it like helps the heel team win.
Oh, so he actually turns heel and attacks Jay.
Yeah, Jay.
Ah.
And then everyone was like, "What the fuck?" And then Brock's just like, in the chaos, he's like 1, 2, 3 pin.
I'm intrigued by the visual of Brock being in that little tiny cage for 20 plus minutes. Like, is he just going to be hanging out? Like, he strikes me very much as someone who doesn't hang around in the arena for very long, either before or after his matches. So I wonder if he just comes out in his street clothes and he's just like, "Yeah, I'll get changed in a minute. Hang on." Like, I can't be bothered.
He starts the match and like gets. He starts the match and just gets jumped during his entrance and has to leave.
Oh dear.
Hang on. Okay, this is not quite. It's still cooking, guys, but it's going to be good. Right.
You're cooking up a Royal Womble.
I will be sharing this to Twitter soon.
Nice.
I bet someone else is... I bet if I Google this. I bet other people have come up with this before. That'll be so disappointing. Oh no, it doesn't look like it's not coming up. Okay, hang on. So
trademark it.
Yeah, Royal Womble match. So AI is so funny. Like Twitter's AI sucks, right? So when I asked it to come up, create an image of a WWE wrestling match with Wombles fighting, and it came up with that, and it's like that's just rubbish. And so I had to say, create another, place the wrestlers with Wombles from the children's show, The Wombles, and that's what it came up with, and it still sucks. But Microsoft, they're onto the money here because they gave us the Royal Womble match. That is fantastic. That is what AI was created for, the Royal Womble match.
I love it.
Uncle Bulgaria, you know, I bet he would sleep with Shawn Michaels to get to the top. Right. Okay, so guys, let's begin to wrap this up. I'll check if there's any breaking news. But this has been real. We have gone on a journey today from Shawn and Vince all the way to Uncle Bulgaria.
I wonder if Vince has ever taken Hulk Hogan's 24-inch python.
Whoa.
Oh, God.
No, I don't think so. Like, I don't see that one happening. I do see... I can see, like, a pathway to Shawn, though. But who knows? Who knows? No, I can't see any late breaking news.
Has there been any update about the TNA and Santana thing?
Yeah, like, Santana's been on TV. It was all nothing. He's, like, cut some promos, I think.
So it was just part of the story.
Yeah, apparently Booker T is getting stem cell therapy. And a hair transplant. So there you go.
Well, the stem cells have certainly worked for Ray, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love some stem cells. I'm not even sure how I'd use them, but I just want to see what happens. Basically.
Yeah. Is there an NXT thing happening? I know that there's a John Cena event happening at Deadline or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The John Cena showcase. But is there anything happening on like? Because usually WWE have an event like with every pay-per-view for NXT.
Usually with the
NXT
bigger
event
ones,
happening.
don't they? With the big stadium ones, they have NXT run something, but I don't honestly know.
Look, check out this headline here, right? CM Punk, Women's War Games should be the main event of Survivor Series, starring my wife AJ Lee, basically. That's the only reason he's giving that up there. You know, that's crazy. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else. You get all the shit now. So Vin Diesel calls Dwayne Johnson's performance in the Smashing Machine a proud moment. He was proud that it bombed, basically, because he hates the guy. Yeah, they hate each other.
Oh wow!
I don't know if this is legit, but there's a poster floating around of Survivor Series with AJ Lee and CM Punk in army gear. I don't know if that's legit or not.
Okay. Oh, actually, what have we seen those teasers where there's like, you know how they showed like the boots and stuff, and it turned out just to be that WrestleMania promo.
Mm-hmm.
What were these teasers leading up to? Because that was like 2 days, 3 days, stuff like this. Have we reached it, or is that Friday?
I think it's either today or I thought today was Friday. Yeah, either Friday or Saturday. I think.
Okay,
I've got a feeling it's the same music that they're fading in as all of the men's.
So
Vegas
was it just
crap.
why were there no women in this?
Yeah, I think so.
That's crazy.
And I think they're just wasting our time again. So if it does turn out to be a big thing, then I'll be annoyed because they burned us with the Vegas thing. It's like I don't want to trust anything is actually worth investing any thought in.
The only person it could be for is Liv.
But there was a hand tattoo or something I remember seeing that I thought must have been Rhea. But yeah, I fully expect it to be more casino stuff, and then we'll have another few weeks of them cutting cheesy promos about how it's my game and da 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 da.
Yeah,
my game with no cards.
No, I can't find
do that.
Other.
They just imagine they do both the promos and then AW sues them saying the casino battle royale is our gimmick.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's when all of the promos start ending with "I'm all in."
Yeah. Double or nothing.
Cody goes all in.
It would just be so funny if it turns out that somewhere Cody was just like, "Well, I've still got the copyright for All In" or something, you know. Okay, guys, let's wrap this one up here. So, where can we find everyone? Ian,
you find me right here next time.
Fab, Dev.
You got me on TikTok and Twitch on name FWD18.
Okay, my name's David Pistansky. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, etc. at David Pistansky, and everything Slam Jam Championship Wrestling Show related. You can now follow Slam Jam on Kick. So we are now officially. I thought we were on Kick ages ago. Turned out we weren't, and I thought it just got disconnected. When I tried to sign in for like an hour yesterday, it just turned out I hadn't ever signed up. So now it is on Kick. So with this, until next time, stay safe. Always stay extreme. Keep